No, we don't have to be serious. Psh. Hello, everybody out there in podcast land, and this is the Bohemian Cauldron. I am Dale, and with me today I have Miss Courtney.
Hello.
Hello there. And Miss Tami Lynn.
Hello.
Hello. How are we doing today, ladies?
Wonderful.
Outstanding.
It is definitely going to be one of those shows for certain.
Absolutely.
So, now that we have a new person in, it's going to be a really fun day where we get to poke and prod and find out a little bit more about Miss Tami here. Hi, Miss Tami.
Hi.
Hi, and we'll start off with, hey, what's your sign?
Hey, I'm a Cancer.
All right, Cancer. Let's find out a little bit more about you and your path to discovery. When was your first known, remembered incident to bring you down a spiritual path?
Well, I think I started seeing spirit when I was probably around 5 or 6 when I can remember it. And it just really went from there. I was always kind of a weird kid, seeing things and hearing things.
None of us know what that's like, no.
I would have never believed that.
I was on the straight and narrow since day one.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But, yeah, it was scary. But I ran from it for a while, and I had a granny, though, that was really weird also, and she was from Kentucky, and she chewed tobacco, and there was always, like, chicken feet laying around and stuff like that. She knew a lot of old tricks, and she was a very interesting lady when my mother would let us go visit her. Anyway, she still comes to me and talks to me sometimes and tells me things. I was away from this path for a long time, and I'm glad that I'm back. I've been having a spiritual awakening that began, I guess, another journey or a new journey, like a new awakening. It started like 3 or 4 years ago. It's just better than ever now.
That's nice. So what gifts and talents do you happen to have?
I see spirit. I do tarot cards.
What's your favorite deck?
Right now, I really don't have a favorite deck. I really don't. I've been doing...
Bok, 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 bok.
Oh, come on.
Nobody likes a chicken shit.
No, I don't want to pick.
So pick 2 or 3.
Yeah, maybe, just which ones are your favorite?
My old rider, I do. I like my old rider weight because I've had it
The Radiant's what I use.
I don't have that one.
That's nice.
And I've had my deck
We have it at the shop.
Yeah, I've had my old deck since the 80s.
Dang, Mama.
Wow, that is older than mine. I've had mine since the 90s, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
The 80s, huh?
Yeah.
Dang.
I had a boyfriend one time that I came home, and this was in the early 2000s. Isn't it great when you start remembering by the year? Like back in 1842, I came home one time, and this boyfriend had made a pile of my tarot cards and my runes and burned them. But he didn't get my old rider. But he did get, I had an animal oracle deck that I really loved. And my runes, he tried to burn them, but and then he hit them with a hammer. But
I'm sure that gave him some really good karma.
Well, yeah, we'll see. He's still alive.
And where does he look? No.
Happily alive is the question of the day.
He is, because you always wish him the best.
I get that, but that day I'm sure you did not.
No. It wasn't a good day. Not for anyone.
Because if we had known each other back then, without our darkness, we would, there'd be bodies everywhere.
That's why we have to do shadow work. And that's what I've been doing the past 3 years, is a lot of shadow work.
Oh, yes. Shadow work is very important.
Yes.
The end of each tarot reading that I give, I make everybody pull a shadow card afterwards. Yep.
I do that too.
It's I tell them it is the big obstacle within yourself that you have to overcome. This might, like the spread itself, could most likely be anything that is outside forces that are trying to either push you towards your destiny or keep you away from your destiny. But the shadow card at the end is the one thing that is inside you that is preventing you from that. It is the one thing you must first overcome before being able to fulfill your destiny.
Yes.
And that's the main thing. That's the strongest thing. Because nothing else can do anything to you unless you let it. You are in charge.
That's right. Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, look at that.
You make a choice.
Wisdom.
Well, yeah, it's being accountable, but I'll do that with people and I'll put it face down.
Yeah. You know.
With that. So, yeah, either the Dark Goddess or the, what's that other one? Dark Mirror. It depends.
I'm waiting on my dark mirror.
It depends on what I'm picking up from the person, what decks I will work with and use, and what spirit, tells me to do. Because usually I'll pull from 2 different decks, but the person feels like they have a lot of shadow. Because I can feel that, the heaviness in the soul and the heart, the things that are being hindered and suppressed, the self-love issues, the balance of the highest truth of their soul, the balance of the divine masculine feminine. I feel all those things in people. And a lot of people have a lot of shadow work to do. So
you have to learn to accept yourself where you are right now.
Yes, I always push all of those things when I'm doing readings with people, because it's like the motivational speaker counselor inside of me.
How can you love anyone else if you don't really truly love
I'm going to
yourself?
try to push out this
and
magic.
be real. Be real. Be real about who you are. You can't hide from that.
You can't.
And that's what shadow work is.
Yeah, you're going to dilute yourself and then try to do magic?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I don't know if this is going to work. I guess I'll just go
do
home
know.
now.
Yes, you do know.
Freaking Eeyore in the house.
Isn't that horrible?
You do know within yourself whether it's going to work or not before you even begin.
That's right.
And there, I see it all the time on forums and in conversations that, oh, I tried this, but it didn't work, and I knew it wasn't going to work. Well, of course you knew it was going to work. Yeah, you didn't look inside yourself first before trying anything else, and you need to see. Oh, how does it go? I will not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death. And I will face my fear and let it pass over me and through me. When it has gone along its way, I will point my inner eye along its path and find out where it has gone. There's nothing, only I will remain.
Yes.
True.
I mean, who doesn't love a good Dune quote? All right.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Get out.
I swear, and this is like the 6th time I've heard something about Dune from different magical friends I
was
have.
just talking about Dune yesterday. Who's that dude in the news, that Harvey guy that had all that sexual stuff?
Oh, Weinstein?
Weinstein, yes.
Now, doesn't he look like the guy in Dune? The big guy?
Baron Harkonnen.
Yes!
Oh, my goodness.
I was telling my daughter, we were looking at that yesterday, and I was like, girl, don't he look just like that guy? I mean, think about him in that suit.
Oh, gosh.
Floating around. That's
grotesque.
And why didn't he, with all that money, make himself beautiful?
Well, because he can only portray what's inside.
He wanted to be ugly.
It's just rotten. It's a rotten soul. It's just
poor Harvey, just ugly.
Poor Harvey.
Hiding out.
Draconian piece of dog shit.
Yeah, floating around all ugly.
Personification of the patriarchy itself.
Yes, girl, you got some growth going on because you're saying poor Harvey. We would have had his head on a stick by now.
He's dead. You know what I mean? He's doomed.
I never ever wish death upon anyone.
No.
But he is. He is. He's dead. Look at him.
Yes, he is.
He is rotting.
Adrenochrome.
Yeah.
Now at Walmart.
I don't wish him dead. But
A friend of mine says that. Oh my gosh, it's awful.
And anybody, I guess, can come back from anything, but good night.
Would you like to give any examples of what your grandmother taught you?
Me?
Yes.
You're
describing like a good old fashioned cunning person. So
yes.
I need to know more.
Skated him up.
Well, just like whenever I want to, she comes to me like in visions and stuff like that when I need spells. And Erdy went
just some experiences,
like
or what
walking
you
people,
do,
like
what
the hoodoo thing, like walking people out of your life. And it's a, I think some people have called it like like sympathetic magic or something. Like if something bad is going on, if
it's balance. That's it's conjure. That's
yeah,
it's
something
about
bad
balance.
going on, like at work. If you're working next to someone who's really giving you a hard time at work, and you want them out of your life, right? And you don't want to kill them or something. Okay,
Right.
you don't want to choke them out, because I did that once. I choked somebody at work one time and it wasn't good. I had to go to.
She's not lying.
No, I had to go to anger management.
Crazy.
But anyway.
Well, what's a little choking between friends?
Yeah. Hey, he shouldn't have touched me. So anyway, what you do is you put their name on a piece of paper and you put it in your left shoe and you put some cayenne pepper on it and you walk them out of your life. You don't wish harm unto them.
Right.
Anyway, you keep that piece of paper in your shoe until it disappears, and it's going to tear. Sometimes it falls out on your sock. You pick it up, you
So
put
cayenne
it back.
pepper, won't you absorb that through your socks and the
No.
soles of your feet?
No.
Negative Ghost Rider and that? Okay.
It just, no.
What
Nothing
about
like that.
what about would a freezing spell work too, or negative?
I've never used those freezing spells. I've never done none of that.
It works.
But the jar stuff, I've done some of the jar stuff.
Poppets, you're one of your specialties.
I make poppets. Yes.
Yes.
I love poppets.
You need to do a class on that, if
Yeah.
you would want.
Well, yeah.
It could be for abundance and love.
Sign her now.
People think poppets are for bad, but they are not. You don't wish harm upon anyone. You are trying to keep harm from coming onto you. Or if someone's like saying mean things about you and causing harm. Well, let me tell you what happened when this guy I was working with was like saying bad things about me and stuff, and I couldn't get into trouble. You know what I mean? You can't be putting your hands on everybody. You know, and this wonderful man that I worked with told me, he said, Tami, you can't beat everybody up. You just can't do it.
I'll show you. Yeah.
I can beat up at least 10 of these
She
guys.
loads her shotgun. Okay, maybe I won't beat them
I
up.
didn't want to be in trouble. I didn't want to. So I decided I was going to do something different. I was walking people out of my life.
Yes,
that guy.
we go off on our tangents, don't
And
we?
he did. He got a better job. He got transferred. He got a promotion.
Nice.
This bad man. So it's very good.
All right.
And that
Not
was
for the
walking.
people who has to work for him now. But
Right?
And
Especially if he's...
hopefully he would be a better person to them. He and I just didn't click. He didn't like me. So
Yeah, right,
And the
because you called
puppet
them out
thing.
on his shit.
yeah, well, obviously, but like the puppet thing, if someone's like a batterer, you know that someone's beating someone up, and you want to bind their arms, so you would wrap their arms. You would make the puppet that
When you would
represented
do the
them.
whole body,
Well, you could do the whole body
I would
if you
do the whole
wanted.
body.
You would probably do the body in like
For biters and
razor
kickers.
wire. Or,
Ooh, interesting.
I started out with like red string, you know, which you could use bob wire if you wanted. But, you know, you're not harming anyone. You're just binding them so they're not hurting them. You can bind their mouth, their head, their mouth.
Verbal abuse stuff.
So they wouldn't talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not really harming anyone.
So wouldn't that still be affecting their free will? I mean, I understand the justice aspect of it and
Well,
creating balance, you know, and convening with the spirits with what
as
you're
long
going
as it's
to
not
do.
hurting anyone, I don't see it. You know, they just need to stay off of us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You just
yes.
don't want harm coming to you, so I don't think it's harming them to keep yourself protected.
Yeah.
No.
And ultimately, it would be their
For
best
their greater
for their
good.
yes, because if you know
No
they
trouble.
don't, exactly.
and free will only extends to the vessel you're in.
Yes.
So if you can, it's not imposing your will on others to prevent them imposing their will onto others.
And also the protection stuff, she would have things hanging in trees, like the chicken feet and
Yeah, the stuff that's at the shop.
mirrors.
Nice.
I think she was the one in Blair Witch. Is my correct?
You think so? You know, mirrors, so that if anybody looks towards you and
They
curses your
just see
home,
themselves.
then it
Yeah, it just
deflects. Yeah. And I've known a lot of other, I wouldn't say witches, but maybe they were
Yeah,
witches.
well, hello, we're all witches.
They would put like aluminum foil in the windows
Nice.
to
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like if they had bad neighbors
Aliens.
or if they
something
were
like that.
making meth.
Oh,
I'm
my
kidding. I'm just
yes,
kidding about
yes.
that. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Don't be
Really?
sorry.
We're in Jefferson County. It
I
was
know,
the
I'm
meth
sorry, I'm
capital of
sorry.
the world at one time. Ugh.
Yes.
Ugh,
Mhm,
that's
I
thank
I
think
God.
never
it's-
understood why people
yeah.
like that drug.
It's horrible.
That is,
Destroys so many lives.
it does. It really does.
And I think that this new awakening that's happening is going to give people new hope and keep them from going to those drugs.
yeah, and also people that need direction, because we have a lot of young people coming in the shop.
Yes.
They're doing this the right way, and those that are listening and that do come in and ask the questions and are trying to attain the right knowledge that resonates with them, they should be very proud of themselves for doing things correctly and not going willy-nilly or dabbling in things that they have no business dabbling in. I'm
And
very happy to see that from
Heal
a
from
lot of young
trauma.
people.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, they need to heal from their childhood trauma.
Yes.
And if they were in a home where they had a lot of that meth, where the
Or
abuse.
drugs, period.
Yeah.
You know, it's breaking the cycles of
Yes.
patterns in the family and the bloodline, and being proactive and healing. And when a person does their shadow work and does heal, it goes back through their ancestors. I can feel that when someone has done the shadow work and has healed their bloodline. I know it immediately when even if I'm texting with them, I feel
Really?
it. Yes.
So it all goes back to shadow work.
Yes.
That's where it always goes back.
Yep.
So once you go
The
back to
final
self,
or the fig leaf,
and you
if you
heal
will.
the self,
That's shadow work. So yes, and it's retroactive, so it goes back through your ancestors, and then it goes forward with children's children into the future. So it goes both directions, and that's why it's very adamant for people to be doing these things.
and it's like forgiveness. And when
Yes.
you can forgive, like when
Yes.
you have childhood trauma, I didn't have a good childhood.
Yes.
And when you can forgive all of that, and that's another reason why I couldn't ascend and why I couldn't,
Anger.
use my gifts. Yes. And I would refuse to use my gifts because of the anger and the bitterness and everything. And once you do release all that, then they just start flowing again. And it's just like love.
Yes,
It's-
absolutely.
Yeah.
So you're tourmaline.
It's my tourmaline.
So
I'm just hauling it around
I
like
love
this.
it. So one thing that I push lately, I keep having these visions of, is a lot of inner child work. People like going
Yes.
inward, literally picking up their inner child and giving their inner child the love, security, safety, bonding, playfulness that they maybe they didn't have as a child. Even if you did have it, it's still wonderful to go back in and keep your inner child alive and work from those aspects. We grow younger, not older, and that's how it should be.
Yes.
I'm a big kid,
Me too.
So it's very important to go inward with your inner child and have deep bonding. And the people that did not get their most basic needs from their mother and their father, they can give those to their inner child themselves and heal in that aspect
Exactly.
as well. And that's huge.
That's timeline healing.
That's huge right now. It's what's going on.
Going back. Like timeline meditations.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And a friend of mine, she held sacred space for me and took me back on a timeline. She did that, and I was able to help my inner child and help her heal, and that helped my ascension, and I was able to forgive the person who abused me,
Yes. Ugh.
and I never thought I was going to do that. I was like,
Yeah, something like that's got to be very difficult to overcome. Yes.
Yeah. A lot of unite. Because how can you truly love if you can't forgive? So, and bitterness makes you ugly and wrinkles you up, and you don't need that. Nobody needs it.
Yeah.
No.
You gotta let it go.
Suppression.
Yeah. I think that's a good stopping point for us on this discussion. Thank you,
you.
Tami, for coming in and talking with us.
Yes,
and
thank you for
Thank you
sharing.
very
all
much.
right, Miss Courtney, thank you for being here.
It was my pleasure.
All right, and this is
Absolutely.
Dale for Bohemian Cauldron. Stay safe out there.
Dale is infallible.